there's no way that Varus tries to go on hit build this game, right?
Not this game. No, you can just play poke, play at range. You don't really have a tank that you need to try and shred through with that.
Play before. At some point, the fight was botched, and then Top Esports was able to carry it through. Meanwhile, Sheer could be in trouble. This wave is not really in the best spot for this Rumble. Exhaust already used aggressively, and Sheer knows that he's not getting out of this one. No chance to burn the flash. That's first blood, but Doinby getting aggressed upon by Shadow. Just one more auto attack. It's Care with the flash and flings a rock at the back of Doinby's head. Pressure from Awesome and Joy.
Yeah, just the way that bot lane has panned out, right? We saw PP God forced to take an early recall. Nice to see that the bot side from Asum and Jue have been able to manipulate the laners into a way that allows them to push out on this timer, walk up and help Shadow take that down. Italia, we've already seen that first one is going to have large control.
Here, is this ideal? They've already gotten a chance to get a longsword and a bow for themselves. Shadow, knowing that there is no exhaust, easy vault breaker to connect, and Sheer is now given some love from Shadow on the top side.
I mean, and this now sets up for a really easy recall time for that top side as well, right? Sheer pushes this wave, he recalls.
One grub, if not all three.
Yeah, Shadow's clearing onto the wrong side of this, but you can already see that Care is making a pretty quick move up to this top side. It might just be that NIP take one and back out, but I do think this is a slight misstep from FPX. So we just do a good amount of penetration damage early on, goes wide, and now's FPX's time to strike. Dre still has flash, that Rel snap engage can come through.
Okay, Shadow already used the smite for the second grub. Now, Aki should have smite for this third grub. And if FPX do not want to commit to the fight, they can just back off and ensure that neither team will get 3 grubs.
Test from FPX, and Xin Zhao's early game power, it seems, is enough to thwart any efforts of FPX.
I'm trying to see if FPX is going to get any, like, CS advantages, if they're able to pressure for a turret. They have shoved in this wave. Jue and Shadow are trying to fade towards the top side, maybe for a play on a solo kill, but leaves a little too close. Cease and desist, Magnet Storm, bullet time, run on the top, even through the barrier's not gonna save you that time. Leaf falls and gets way too greedy, overstepping into the boundaries in that fog of war, a place where he should never be. You can tell the tension is already happening with the trigger fingers on the F key there.
He's unlocked Hex Flash now. This is a win. This is a bonus. Rude. Don't you worry about it. Jue has a super cone here. He might use it to try and get straight into the river and find that initial engage. He has flash as well.
Flash, Magnet Storm from the blast cone. So far, Doinby's the target, tries to flash away, procs the taunt, solo kill, finds Jue into the back, but the bullet time is ripping Aki apart, forced to flash over the wall since his crescent guard was coming down off of zero. Doinby's back in with the hero's entrance, helps solo kill, at least stave off some more members, but he falls alongside the rest of his team. Aki cannot get back in, and in the end, FPX slay the Rift Herald.
And FPX needed this. This composition needs to find these mid-game fights. Those one-item hit markers come on through. Just ticked over to that Seras to begin the fight. Gave them enough damage, gave them enough stopping power, and took down NIP.
Uh-oh. Hey, PP God. No flash means no getting out of this hellhole. FPX getting another kill for themselves just off the back of that Rift Herald fight. They're going to spawn this big, luscious crab. Get a chance to ram it into the tier 1 onto the bottom side. Jue is going to continue bullying any NIP members off the defense, and this is where the snowball is starting to pull through for FPX. And if you are on the side of NIP, you're starting to tremble a little bit. You're getting a little nervous.
And this is that time now. Great smite actually from our gold lead. Can start racking up those dragons and maybe start looking for fights as well. Coming in.
I don't know if you want to dash in like that, Aki. Now Shadow's going to be able to just land a couple of denting blows right into your face for free. Jue following up with the Magnet Sword. PP God is the next one to fall. Solo kill now looking for a flank onto Awesome. Care, can he keep this Gwen back? But Gwen is immune, and Awesome is running for his life. He's like, please, team, help me. There's a Gwen running at me with scissors, and just like that, the team bails him out. Awesome doesn't even go down. It's 11-3, 34K to 28K with a 6,000 gold lead. FPX are running away with this game.
Some fancy footwork from Awesome here. Dodges out on a couple of the needleworks and a great attempted save from Care. The Unraveled Earth goes down. It stuns up solo kill, and it makes it a clean fight for FPX. They lose nobody. They get everything. And Arky just kind of dashing in there without the support.
Decent channels on a majority of these skirmishes and scraps. And I have to say it, NIP for the first 10-ish minutes, they were totally fine. They were avoiding a lot of the scraps that FPX wanted. But ever since Lee stepped up, whether he was trying to protect the fade over to solo kill or, you know, just not respecting FPX's ability to pull the trigger.
No real way for the Varus to play.
Yeah. Weaver's Wall going to cut members off from defending the tier 1 turret in the mid lane. You can see that Solo Kill is standing in the shadows on the bottom side. Jway getting jumped on. PP God brings him back in, but Bullet Time's gonna answer back. Good seismic shove, flicks PP God. Aki deflecting a lot of damage with the Crescent Guard. Where is Solo Kill? He's not near the fight. Shadow flashing away before things get a little too sticky. Scissors already coming out, but Leave is left to his own devices once again, isolated for the easy hands of FPX to scrap on up.
1,500 HP that she's got, whilst she's constantly cease and desisting, venting blows, all of the Vikings that come through as well. Leaf getting, again, left to the wolves, really, as a support.
You know, yeah.
You've been banned from talking, unfortunately. It's tricky for NIP because ideally picks are a way to get themselves back into this game. However, it does rely very heavily on FPX having misstepped, and we've talked about the power that Jway has had so far in this season. He's not frequently been a member of FPX to make those mistakes. It's typically come from Awesome standing one wave too far forward in a side lane, or getting himself an extra wave that he might not have been able to in a mid lane push that
make plays, but now him being on the back foot as Shadow winding up that ball breaker. Aki steps forward, takes a face full of fisting, and Shadow alongside Awesome is going to slay this jungler for the side of NIP. Solo Kill trying to do what he can to at least turn it around. The scissors and the needlework just not going to do enough. They are too far behind. Rude and NIP now down without their top laner and their jungler. Going B, trying to see if he can pull the trigger. It's onto the Jway once again! Okay, cool. They kill Jway, but what's the cost, NIP? You lose 2 more? Maybe your base? Okay, FPX take that trade any day.
Yeah, again, right, that they're just looking for the wrong targets, and unfortunately for NIP, it's the only target they can get access to. It's a little bit of gold that they pick up, but they lose so much for it once again. Leave is 4,500 gold behind Awesome, who was stood in the Hallowed Mist, just face tanking the Gwen, DPSing her down. If that doesn't speak to you the state of this game, then nothing really will. NIP are fully in the dirt. They're down 10k, and FPX now moving on to Soul Point here. They took tier 2 mid lane as well. Baron's on the board, and now it is about how FPX close out. Now I think that our better teams will probably already be on Baron, but they can pick PP God right here.
Wow, he just got deleted. How fast does Aki go down? Oh my goodness.
Doesn't even get to ult.
Nope, no Crescent Guard, no chance for a barrier to call out from Leave. Solo Kill and Doimi are going to try to do their best to see if they can maybe get one back, but nope. It is a full-on 5-4-0 ace from the side of FPX. A staggering 12,000 gold advantage, all in the pockets of all 5 members of FunPlus Phoenix. And right now, if you're ready to heed the Phoenix's call, you are feeling damn good, because 1-0 is going to be the series score, and FPX lead the charge.
The last time these 2 teams faced against one another, it's triple tank and two carries. Jinx, I think, in the long run, probably just slightly outpacing the Smolder in a team fight situation. Aki did enemy Raptors into full bot side clear, back into dive mid lane. We will see if this pans out. Aki has flash. Care needs to respond immediately with his own.
Care, when will he do it? Oh, what a great angle positioning. No chance for Care to respond on that one. Care is level 6, so now he has access to Riftlock. Unfortunately for the side of FPX, still not strong enough to feel confident in trying to walk up to something like Poppy and a Braum. So his first dragon belongs to NIP.
Half HP, half mana, and has a Doran shield and a tier. Blood does 0 damage right now. This is not a Kassadin that is going to destroy your backline.
In his power, even while, yes, he's playing Victor, a scaling champion in his own right, Kassadin will eclipse him if he allows him to do it for free. Meanwhile, FPX also taking other measures to accelerate the game. Let's start by diving this Smolder on the bottom side. Jway punts him into the wall, knock up for the pulverize, stun from Shadow, easy clap to the side of FPX.
Really good response, and PP God just showing in the mid lane. Costs his AD carry his life there. Doesn't burn flash, so Leave recognizing he was dead is probably the best way to go about this. Might have been able to flash the rocket, and so it's going to be another recall. -1 on that cannon. It's going to take him even longer to get to that point of having the Rod of Ages. And now FPX are in trouble bot lane.
Jway Jway has to step up. Cannot use the headbutt yet because the set fast presence was there. Now has a chance to run someone away. Q flash on the 3. Awesome gets the first reset and now is trying to rip through Leave and Aki, but this is still a Jinx without any completed items, so he's not going to get any damage down. But thankfully for FPX, they still get 1 kill. Shadow did have to reset off the dragon, but he's back on the objective.
Yeah, Keeper's Verdict actually knocked away Shadow, preventing that fight from going even worse for NIP. But FPX finding a couple of kills down on that bot side, and a play initiated by NIP, not around their Fed Victor, is really starting to cost them quite heavily. As I will highlight that we've had this discussion around Aki not quite being able to flash in and steal here. There's awesome find down on the bot side. Leave not quite able to find it.
Up huge, and right now, almost a 2,000 gold advantage just off of the one intervention by Aki getting that first blood for himself and the first strike gold. He has a Lich Bane. He has a second item completed. No one is even working on their second item yet with like small components here and there. But this Victor is huge.
It's Noon Quiver on Awesome. It's Aegis for Sheer, but they're not comparing to a completed Lich Bane. And I think that for Doinby, there's a criticism to be had for the build in the sense of taking down champions, because versus 3-4 tanks, why haven't we got a Leandri's on the Victor? Where is that item coming in? However, Awesome has Flash.
Gotta be careful about when Aki goes in, but Awesome holds his ground. A 2v3 route until he gets a Lord Doms in his pocket, and with the Noon Quiver, I think he's building his second item, which is definitely a good call.
Yeah, he's going to need that LDR. But this is a second item and a second turret now, rather, going into Doinby, where
it's not happening. This guy is so tanky, and now Ninjas in Pyjamas is going to leverage that strength, using the Rift Herald for the tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Will they look for a second charge? Aki's thinking about it, winding up. Everyone's starting to collapse here, but no one from FPX can really start up
the turret like you'll see everybody do. People actually get caught in those flame chompers. I think that could have been an opportunity for FPX to try to catch out Aki for riding that turret into the face, in the face of a Jinx, really, and underneath the turret as well. Might have seen them go for something a little bit more aggressive. An attempted steal comes through from Awesome, but not going to be successful in that venture. And Doinby now with an entire level lead from that rod.
Oh, flash from Jway, looking for Aki, but punts him away because Aki was able to flash, but now Doinby's the target here. Keeper's Verdict doesn't punt back anyone, but Shadow doesn't have enough damage by himself on the Pantheon, trying to call on the reinforcements. Everyone else, another 2-man knockup from the Jway. Alistar. Doinby flashes over the wall. Sheer going all out, is forced to flash back and retreat. Solo kill now holding the front line here on the side, but taken down. Awesome, looking for the first reset, finds it. Aki tries to flash onto the Jinx, but he's still alive. Sheer presses forward. Shadow looks for the stun.
Doinby's down.
Leave, trying to do everything he can, but this Smolder's not online yet, and FPX have soared to the heavens as Ninjas in Pyjamas start to fall one by one. Leave holds his ground.
Go in! What are you doing?
The Q from Leave! He turns it and saves NIP's game with a Quadra!
Not online, Mark? What are you saying? Leave just pulled a Quadra kill from FPX and saves the team fight. I think that Care should have just committed to taking him down. But Leave comes out vastly on top, was 0-1 going into this, moves out of the fight with 4 kills. And with the Dragon going in their favor as well, NIP can rest easy that these team fights are going to be much better now. Leave came into that fight not to carry his team to a win. In that fight, he carried NIP to the win.
Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. It seems like FPX had that fight in the bag, and now it's an Otacon as the prize for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're going to try to force this fight, but they have to be careful now because Leave has that execute guaranteed on the Smolder Jway, taking so much damage for free, and no one from FPX can punch through this front line now. Sheer gets a massive Q3 knockup with the all-out, brings Aki forward, but Awesome has to hold his ground. He's got to keep his distance. Shadow behind them, but he falls and he gets burned to Leave's execute. Sheer sending it. Care trying to follow on up. Awesome, can he get the resets through? He's pointing and he's pumping damage, but he just cannot kill them all. Leave is still alive, and if you cannot get past this baby dragon, you ain't winning this fight. Leave is doing on his build at the moment. This gives NIP entirety of the map as control for their prize. 3 dragons will now be awarded to them.
The thing is, Kair's going to get another level from Rod of Ages in the next minute. So he's going to be 15, looking for experience up to 16, as opposed to having to work his way all the way through 14 and 15, which is a bit of a saving grace for FPX.
Vanna right now, but he's just waiting to get that one big nuke drop onto Leave's face. FPX trying to corral around, gain vision of this Baron pit. Kair still
Shadow
waiting on
needs
the
to
left
go
side
in
of
as
the
well.
shadows.
There's the channel.
Wait, I think, is he spotted on the middle? Can't tell. Shadow goes in, looks for Leaf first, but no one is quite
But
near.
where's Kair?
Sheer is trying to push through. Kair can't get in. Shadows dies for free, essentially, and now Leaf is going to be able to blast through Sheer. Kair can't get into the fight. He's already left. I don't know what this Cassidy is bringing any value to the team, because the rest of FPX are dropping like flies. Ninjas in Pyjamas are wasting away the Phoenix and just burning them to ashes. Kair's Cassidy gets nothing done, and it's Ninjas in Pyjamas all day as they charge into the base.
Solo kill on the Scion in the face of Awesome denies this Jinx any form of reset, and Doinby and Leave destroy FPX in the fight. It's 1-1, 28 minutes in, the snowball came through, the late game was online, and NIP took no back.
Kair is now flashing in, but it is too late, friend, and NIP have done away with Kair's Cassidy. The fear of that pick never came through. Ninjas in Pyjamas dissuaded, they diminished it, and they put it to rest. As now FPX are trying to do everything they can to defend the remnants of their base. As NIP are starting to drop low. Awesome, no way that he can find a massive reset here, right? Awesome, the Chaos Storm from Doinby's Victor will put it to rest. And Ninjas in Pyjamas equalize the series 1-1.
Yeah, and I mean, for NIP, a great game to put back under their belts. It's
great ways to look for non-committal engages from the side of Ninjas in Pyjamas, and then if the Solar Flare connects, then you send the rest of the ensemble.
The lane, and it's that trade-off.
Quite the conundrum. Shadow showing up on the top side. Solo kill. Gets stunned by the counter-strike. Shadow commits. Q flash right on top. Look for the perfect thrust right in the tower. One more auto attack. It's not going to be enough. Oh no! Okay, not enough damage to take him out, but now Aki gets a chance for the counter.
No flash on Shadow.
And we know how strong Wukong can be in this scenario. Permafrost will not tag him in time, and it's first blood for NIP's jungler.
Next wave here, but FPX find themselves that first dragon. It's going to be uncontested. Nothing really lost on the other side of the map. For NIP, second time where they lose out on this first Drake. And now solo kill, at least it looks like. Here goes that ulti, calls in the Maiden and the Corki, and Leave, who'd been not necessarily left out to dry, but hasn't had the best of lanes.
Shadow waiting for Doinby to commit a flash first, but he layers the permafrost right on top with the Glacial Prison. Doinby, not going to get out in time.
Free Kaisers maybe up on that top side. Look, they're looking for a Realm Warp under the turret. They can catch out the bot lane here.
Jway will lead the charge. Flash, grand entrance, and quickness. That's the free Kaisa you predicted it, Rude. And even PP God will fall. Jway willing to give his life for the cause. That's Feats of Warfare secured for FPX.
It looks like he's probably happy to sacrifice that. May only be 2 of these 3 grubs, it's worth saying. Aki here is going to have a little bit of time to walk his way forward, but I mean, Kair is 2 levels up, and Aki has no Cyclone to get in.
Shockwave is still available, though. Warps Kair back in. Shadow flashing away from the Shockwave. Doinby now melee range, just trying to battle with Kair with the power of his auto attacks and the windup. Aki gets the shutdown on the Kair and bullies away the rest of FPX so they can at least claim 1 grub for themselves.
Yeah, Dwayne missed out on the knockback, the Gleaming Quill there, so there was no heal to come through to keep Kair alive for long enough to maybe turn that fight and make it a 2-for-1. Top lane, making sure that the Jax gets a little bit of free time with a turret, maybe able to take some plates. Leave.
Whoa, the Glacial Prison, I guess, went wide. There's no summoner spells on the side of this Kaisa, and the Killer Instinct was used after the fact of the ulti coming through, so...
The Maiden is giving a good little helping hand as well. They knew that Sheer was going to take this turret. That was the sacrifice that they made for going for the dragon. But they're looking just by overloading 3 people, they can get first brick onto the 3-man core and deny that, most importantly. Looks right. I'm using the little markers underneath. They'll tell us when they get Feats of Warfare. Some of these boots will look pretty cool. PP Guard goes for an engage. Is this the play that they want?
Onto the Sejuani? Perhaps not, but they're going to commit it. Shockwave right on top of the Shadow, and yeah, no one could bail him out there. Jway buys enough time for Awesome to get a lot of damage on the Leave.
Well, when we hit 2 items, though, that disparity definitely changes. You've definitely got more favor when you've got those tiers picked up, fully finished, right? The Mana Munin, Seraph's going to be finished up. It might be a little bit more difficult for NIP to take fights at that stage.
As the maiden, trying to help win the unofficial 2v1. Meanwhile, NIP, Aki gets hit by the Glacial Prison. Quickness jumps right on top with the Grand Entrance. Aki cannot participate in this fight. Doinby will have to look for a clutch shockwave to bring this one back from the brink. Leave already forced to flash over the wall, and Realm Warp is going to chase after the Kai'Sa. No cleanse, no flash. See you later. Leaves Kai'Sa is down. Shadow, though, went too deep. 1v2 against PP God and Aki, and at least for him, the Cyclone will burn him to rest. And meanwhile, it looks like Sheer actually got the solo kill on solo kill.
So this is massive for FPX that they're able to win in both sides of the map.
What a novel concept.
Yeah. You Z, you lose.
Control. NIP is starting to linger on over, but I think it's too late.
Yeah, this is gone. I mean, maybe Aki steals. Nope. Maybe PP God dies. Has flash.
Grand entrance. Okay,
he's going in.
Zenith Blade forcing Awesome out of the fight. Kai'Sa gonna fall on up. Oh, they tried to deliver the shockwave on top of the Kai'Sa. Awesome trying to still live through the Cyclone. It's not going to happen. Aki finally gets the job done, but at the cost of his own life, he drops, and now Sheer is ready to bonk people with that lamppost. Solo kill getting slowed by the flash from Care. Just needs one more. Oh no! The Dark Procession stops him in his tracks, and the rest of NIP's solo laners manage to walk on out alive. You know, it definitely makes sense, because sometimes when watching these games, you need someone like Mazelda, the wrestling all the critters that are running all over the place in the rip. Now, PP God getting jumped on, Permafrost stacked up, Glacial Prison right on top. Good night, PP God. Solar Flare right on top, awesome, but who is going to get in there? Aki cannot get through. Jway, he has kept this guy at the front of the club and says, no thank you, Aki, you do not belong in this club.
I mean, the entire time here, are we realm warping to top lane? Okay, Adakon, lovely stuff. Tempo Gaming from Care here with the realm warps. But the Sejuani is just too tanky at the minute. I mean, Leave was sat there, 2 completed items, wailing away on Shadow the entire time. Shadow's just giggling with Aftershock and Sejuani passive, tanking it, not really feeling the repercussions of it, and well, they get themselves an Atacon as well. They'll be able to...
Well, at least pull him back and ensure that this Orianna will walk away safely. But the pressure was definitely felt, the message sent, and now Aki! I mean, this jungle does not belong to you, friend, and NIP cannot assist their Wukong in trying to reclaim control of the quadrant that once was his. You could even see in the player cam view, Aki, a little sign of detest on this side as he just trying to shrug it off, but it's definitely getting him frustrated in this game.
It's not the second time that he's died with flash and ulti available, just getting chain CC'd 100-0 before he can even do anything. He's the only player on his team who has any sort of advantage in terms of gold, and unfortunately he's not really being able to do all that much with it. Shadow on the Sejuani having much greater an impact
from Aki's Wukong, as we have yet to see in the past few minutes him get a proactive Cyclone engage with both of his Under spells up. Shadow was trying to predict where he was going to go. Aki getting knocked up once again, trying to run away and not fall this time. PP God, where was that Solar Flare going? I'm not sure. Glacial Prison landed right on top. Here comes Sheer. PP God falls. Aki now sends it with the Cyclone, forced to flash away. And the rest of FPX going to continue the chase as Sheer just jumps back to the safety of the rest of his team.
I want him to get up to Zhonya's before they actually go for that fight. He did expend the arm guard to take that fight under the turret, but I mean, he did it, burned double summon spells from Leave and almost one-shot the Kai'Sa in the process, so it's a more than worthwhile trade. And they're quite happy at the minute just doing the outer sweep of turrets, so they're doing pretty well themselves without the Baron at taking structures.
FPX all crowding around the support of Care. PP God tanks the Glacial Prison. Aki's out of there. Shockwave does pull in 3, but not that much damage since it clips all of the frontline members, backing off the jungle entrance for now as the rest of FPX dip into fog.
No quickness isn't nothing.
Solar Flare right onto Shadow. Sheer looking for the flank over the wall. Jway is in. Grand entrance on a 1. They pop him. Aki goes and sends it for the cause. They pop Jway into the backline, but Awesome now in a 1v1. 1v3 against Leave. He tried to send a shockwave onto 3. Awesome doesn't die though. Solo kill. Can't do it all as Doinby drops to the power of Sheer's lamppost once again. Solo kill can't even equalize the cause against Awesome. It's a massive ace for FPX.
And they don't need Soulmark. They've got a wave down in bot lane, and they've got game 3 in their sights. Sheer destroying the backline. Care destroying everybody on this rise. And Awesome as well on the core key, standing tall in that final team fight.
FPX show dominance once again. Nearly 9,000 gold in advantage on their side. PP has spawned. He's got 2 seconds on Aki. Can he buy enough time? There's plenty of low health bars on the side of FPX carries here, but Sheer gonna pop the counter-strike, just bashing away against the open Nexus. A couple more auto attacks will do the trick. FPX are at match point.
Engage support, but is ranged. So I really like the style for Jway, and I think that this is going to fit to a T. This has been what he's been so good at so frequently throughout the season, and I have no reason to expect that Bard is going to struggle through the mid to late game.
To the mid lane, trying to fish for something, but going to be not necessarily in position. Shadow is trying to hunt for the second spawn Raptors, and Aki trying to fight for them, but Jway and PP are in the area. We're gonna get a 3-on-3 battle here. Oh, good Cosmic Binding. Run into PP. He's separated. Leave is the first one here, but Awesome is trailing him. PP still under fire. Aki and Doinby trying to brute force their way into this choke point. Doinby picks up the first kill, but Care answers right on back. Jway flashing on over.
Everyone's flashing
over. The flash. Aki's trying to pop off on this Lee Sin, but Awesome and Care are the ones doing all the talking, and Leave is forced to retreat. Care just picked up double buffs. He got 2 kills. This Aurora is super fed.
Particularly infinite scaling on the Senna. You've got really good long range as well from the Jace, and the Senna can Q poke through the team as well, as she's going to get increased range and increased damage on top of that. Curious to see how this one plays out, Mark. I think this may be the most evenly set up 4 game that we've had, and when
you kind of said it best, it all came down to where the gold was allocated. Okay, Care forced to flash under the tower. I don't think he's surviving this one. Doinby pushing the very limits of this champion, ensuring that Care doesn't get a freebie.
They know he's here though. He was spotted on a wall.
They get in range. Awesome does not have flash. Aki kick right onto Awesome, puts him in the face of Leave, and it's an easy delivery system for NIP securing another kill.
Yes, a very reckless death there from Awesome. No real excuse for dying there. He walked, or the Lee Sin walked over a ward. They should know that he's there. He's denying Farm, getting experience leads there as well. But NIP, they're playing on the other side of this orb, who's now recalling. It's not TP, but Grub's thwarted from FPX here. Quick little pick up for NIP as take one, and look like they want to get the second one.
Smite was used by Shadow. Aki's Smite is back up, so he can go and secure a second grub for the side of NIP. Sheer has joined the party, and Solo Kill is slowly making his way towards the top side of the map, just in case they needed a ram to knock up multiple members of FPX on it from the side of FPX. So this should be a quick yoink by the side of NIP. Shadow now face checking. Control ward blocks out some vision, but PP steps up, ensures that the dogs do not get a chance to walk into this river. Jway is now looking for an engage. Uses the magical journey, gets away. Aki rooted down. Cosmic into the tempered fate. Aki's in trouble, but kicks away the dogs, and now it looks like someone's on the right side. It's Leave trying to pressure with Doinby, who's looking, but he gets the Hound's pursuit right on the other side of the fight here. Leave was isolated. The rest of FPX, they stand tall together for
here they go.
Journey through. Doinby's got nowhere to run. It is Shadow that tears him apart, and FPX win big in the river. They've got 1 item spikes on everyone, and they're going to be looking for first break.
Yeah, Shiv on the center as well for Awesome means that he's now got a lot of wave play. One of the things that center typically struggles with quite highly. Offset by the fact that the Q plus static shift typically means that between those 3 auto attacks and the spell, you've normally taken down a wave relatively quickly. I do want to quickly touch on some of the center changes as well. I think it's the first time that we've seen her in the LPL since those changes came through. Quite short, quite sweet, but you now get 10% crit chance for every 20 souls that you've picked up. And okay, I mean, it's a great time to remind people, Mark, of what's at stake here. This isn't just a playoff series. This is a chance for your Season 2 not end, but also, hold on.
Call of the Forge God being summoned. Care and Jway were knocked up. Care flashes away. Aki goes back in. Was looking for the kick flash, but doesn't get quite in range. That's a fumble, and Awesome just spaces it out easily. At least Jway does go down. Doinby has access to the Aurora ultimate. It's still 5-on-4 for the side of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Maybe the execution not as clean as it could have been, but they still got the job done for now.
Yeah, exactly, right? If we look at the result, it looks like NIP are going to be able to take this Rift Herald, but it's not without FPX looking to contest here.
This is a Yuma's Ghost Blade chase. That was a lot of damage onto Leave in the backline. Doinby trying to send it and just be disruption, but he's not doing enough of a job. FPX now it's a 4-on-4. Here comes Shadow flashing forward. Aki secures the Rift Herald, but no one's going to get a chance to pick it up. NIP are forced to retreat. PP God forced to flash away, and this Rift Herald is going to nobody.
Bro was a zoning Aurora. My bad.
You know what? I can see the vision. And Care was...
He looked like he was doing lots. Turns out,
it was the aura. It was the aura, bro. Oh, good. Temper Fate. It stalls the Dragon for now. Paul the Forge God goes wide. Shadow takes the magical journey back to safety. Third Dragon of the game is awarded to NIP, and now they're looking for any stragglers here. Care still has the Aurora ultimate, but just gets popped. Really big pickup for Leave on this area. Knock up on the Shadow. No chance for a call of the pack to come through. Leave flashing away. Dawning Shadow. Not enough damage as the shield from the safeguard keeps him alive. But FPX only down 3-5. So many health bars are dropping low. Here comes Aki. Are you sending him for that play? Gets rooted. Dies. What the heck was that?
PP God is trying his hardest to keep NIP standing, and people are just throwing themselves into the mixer to test this Karma's ability. Aki goes one step too far forward, and it costs his team not just the Lee Sin, but also the mid-tier 1 turret as well. I want to take the time, Mark, to remind people, because I didn't really get the chance to, that this is like a really big series for everybody, as now I'm not going to get the chance to again.
Joy! Kick through the wall! And this time NIP are able to lock down the Bard long enough that he does not pull off any shenanigans here. It is
this is Atacon, by the way.
Oh, shoot. Oh, this is big for NIP.
Yeah. A reminder again, whilst Atacon's going to go down, if NIP lose here, this isn't just the end of their run for Split 2. This is them being in Nirvana for Split number 3 as well, which means you're already very much struggling in terms of what you can accomplish for the rest of Split number 3. Solo Kill comes in, pulls the Forge God, and he just abandoned Black Guy. That goat was not going anywhere.
He quickly realized how fast the turret was disappearing. He's like, I cannot stay here for the second cast of this ulti. And yeah, Solo Kill. Feeling a bit more sheepish rather than giant ram gone as you would like to be with the ultimate, but for the graces of NIP between both teams.
Yeah, and again the rivalry I think between these two mid laners as well. Something that's going quite nicely in this game specifically. We started off with Doinby able to get a little quick kill onto Care with the help of PP God, and
Shock Blast, it is absorbed by Solo Kill. Shadow trying to at least bait out some cooldowns here. Still has a call of the pack to use if he needs to dodge anything. Doinby taking nearly 50% of his HP. Shadow takes nothing back. And this Silas just got chunked out for what seems like was a free trade. Care now against Lee. Forced to flash away as Lee popped the ultimate. Care immediately recognizing the game, but Shadow 1v2'd. Find a kill onto Doinby. It is equalized by Aki. No jungle on the side of FPX. They have to be careful. Baron is up for the taking.
Outside by Care. Solo Kill ghosted into the mid lane to try and find a fight, but lost about 1.5 worth of gold to do it. This tier 2 double knockup though.
Double knockup. It's going to be equalized by another call of the Forge God. It goes wide, but Aki still gets the job done onto Care's Aurora, but it's equalized thanks to Shadow and Sheer. Now it's Doinby trying to go in with the Hound's Pursuit. Dwayne keeps Leave locked up with the Cosmic Binding, takes Magical Journey. Oh, the flash from Awesome was misplaced. NIP survived, and Leave is going to push on through for one last kill on Dwayne. Gets the flash out, but they get the job done.
Still out DPSing consistently, and with PP God at their back, NIP are pushing us to a Baron in game number 4 and likely toward a game 5.
NIP have the biggest bargaining chip now in this game to leverage so much gold back into their pockets to get that snowball and mass advantage, swinging back the momentum. Doinby and Aki creating that disruption, keeping the eyes of FPX on them instead of their AD carry. Tempered Fate does clip the Karma. Solo Kill under fire, down 50% HP. Call of the Forge God will look for a knockup, but completely avoided by Shadow thanks to the call of the pack. Dwayne sending it with the magical journey. Aki looking for a kick through 3 people, stalls the fight long enough. Doinby tries to send it with the Obscure Abduct, but they found Solo Kill. Now they have to just run away. Call of the pack, dodges it, not enough, not good enough. Leave is better. Just 4 kills dropped like that. It's a penta for Leave Sari.
A massive pop-off and a push to game 5. NIP look Nirvana in the eyes and say, not today.
NIP's AD carry is the saving grace that they needed in their darkest hour, and with this pop-off, NIP will take FPX the distance. We're going to Game 5.
And in a series where Care has struggled, he has not looked performing well at all in this series. Doinby as well has not been the superstar for NIP, but they have both just said with chest, this game needs to be about us.
In an isolate 2v2 or a gank from Shadow or someone else. Aki, flash Q over the wall. Is it worth it? Yeah, it is for him. He's going to give up his life surely for this one because Doinby is nowhere near to save him. But FPX will lose the first dragon of the game in exchange for first blood and the 2v2 on the top side. Leave trying to duel it out against. Oh, Shen ulti coming on in. Awesome has to flash away. Solo kill. Does he have the taunt flash range? Doesn't look like it's going to be the case, but it does save Leave's life.
Crashing midway, so even though they Shen ulted to top side, they were actually still able to get the vast majority of that experience.
Care. He's going to have to flash a Fate Sealed away if he wants to get out of this one, but he flashes over the wall and the Fate Seal doesn't even come through. It's too late, and that Soul Unbound is just going to bring him back into the waiting arms of Doinby. Win Brothers 1-0 so far in the mid lane.
And now mid lane again, it's PP God getting caught out. He manages to get out to safety this time with a good handshake, keeping Jway at bay. But FPX slowly here, finding that they are not having the best of times in their side lanes.
For an angle to potentially flash and use that ultimate to suplex someone into the waiting arms of FPX, but it would be tricky to pull off. 4k HP already on the dragon.
Assuming they're not going to try to fight here though, Roth.
Smite was early, but they secure it nonetheless. Shadow did not get a chance to walk on up, and it's a teleport from Sheer to the safety of. I think the other old target for Jway, as the Shen gets tankier and tankier, you're hoping that they're all in a choke point together, and you can just suplex the Shen for massive burst damage onto the Aphelios. But other than that, it's gonna be tricky. This was Fate Sealed, trying to kill the wave and at least stall the turret one taking. Okay, wait. That's enough turret damage ramped up. That is just insane. Care gets the kill. They stop the tier 1 turret falling just in time for FPX to claim first brick on the top side of the map.
They shouldn't have had. And now NIP need to walk forward, try to get in here, but again, they're doing it in the face of a Zyra through a Ziggs as well.
Okay, Aki unloading the ultimate there. A lot of damage onto Shadow. If they clip him out, he will not get a chance to secure this Rift Herald. He finally gets the smite down. Rest of NIP struggling to brute force their way into the river. Big damage from the Mega Inferno Bomb onto the back line of Ninjas in Pyjamas. NIP had no business in contesting an objective, and yet they did it anyway. And now Solo Kill trying to clear out this wave, so the turret starts ramping up. Jway is able to absorb the damage thanks to the Haymaker shield, but now Shadow is arriving to the party, and the rest of NIP are nowhere near. This is going to be a lot of damage down onto the Shen. They dodge the turret dagger. The taunt flash doesn't do enough because the turret dagger already swapped to Shadow. Care is going to be able to eviscerate this turret, and maybe the tempo is burned enough that NIP feels stronger about contesting for this dragon. But they were trying to push in the mid-wave, and Sheer teleports in to defend it.
But they needed to. Stopped that dragon stacking. Really solid performance from Jway in particular. Uses the CC, buffers it well, and immunes as much of that time in the Spirit's Refuge as possible. Also manages to get out to safety, doesn't end up giving a kill back over.
Two-item Doinby Yasuo. You can tell how badly they wanted to force something off this fight, but Doinby needs a knockup. He needs something else. Oh, Doinby getting jumped on by Sheer's Renekton. Redemption's going to come through, give a little bit of healing back, but Doinby wasn't in the circle, so he's still below 50% HP. Still has a flash, but Exhaust was already used. Sheer popping the Dominus, buying space while the rest of FPX try to burn out this Otacon. Solo kills taunt, forces Sheer out onto the left side. Aki has a flash. Can he get in? Can he be the hero? They're going to jump onto Sheer. Already the last breath. Fate sealed from Care over the wall. He clips Doinby. Win Brother is down, and Care is able to finally step out of Doinby's shadow. Secures the Otacon for FPX. The rest of NIP can't do anything as Lee finds a big kill on a Shadow in the back, but the objective goes to FunPlus Phoenix.
Ulti goes wide. I think that Leave in total. He finds a quick snipe here as Shadow walks into the turret, takes one, takes two hits.
Is happening
Another
on this other
fighting
fight.
alive.
Dragon. Wait, NIP got the third dragon for themselves, but
Sheer!
massive Q through the majority of them. Doinby's gonna hold him with the last breath, gets a revenge kill on 2Care, but Leave is still alive, and if this Aphelios can be thriving, then NIP still have a chance in this game.
2-4-3 once again, even though these fights look like FPX are coming out on top. It's numbers advantages. Leave now.
Anti-synergy, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The burst is there. The satchel charge did displace him away from the root. It looked scary, but FPX get the big shutdown on to Leave and will buy enough time to take out the tier 2 in the mid lane.
You think a solo kill comes in?
Oh, just one more auto attack. Boom.
Satchel takes it down.
Burn through this Baron as fast as possible, but NIP should know that something is amiss. Sheer is going to try to block this Maokai ultimate from coming through. Can they brute force their way through? They cannot get in. PP God is going to throw the hostile takeover to buy some time. Doinby finding a Q3. It's only on to Jway. Uses the Haymaker to give him a big shield. Sheer onto the front line. Care caught up in the last breath. He gets popped. Sheer's got to run. Awesome and Shadow are the only members left standing as Sheer gets pulled in by the handshake. Aki sends it with a twisted advance. Gets blown up, but still survives. NIP only find 2 in the crossfire, but FPX walk away with the Baron.
Who's to know, but NIP, they're rallied around on this bot side. She has got a flank angle, and NIP are corralled in the middle of it.
Solo kill was called, not even waiting for it to stand united. The taunt goes on to Jway, but Sheer is waiting. Sheer is lying in wait in the shadows, but doesn't really find a flank angle. Jway is super low on HP. Sheer has to go in and buy space so that NIP cannot steal away the dragon. Sheer is waiting for what? Care finds the fate sealed. Solo kills down. Leave is choked out, forced to flash away. Sends the ultimate, but doesn't find anyone with the Moonlight Vigil. He's blinking low on 200 HP. Jway is waiting. He's gonna send it with a blast cone, but he gets popped by the power of Leaves of Aphelios. But Care has other words to say. Awesome blows him up. And FPX deny Infernal Soul. Once again, Doinby is on the run. Shadow flashing forward. The plant will tag him for the slow, but not enough to take him down.
Game, but they may have just put it back into their hands.
Hold advantage. Solidly 3,000 on their side at 29 minutes into the game.
Whiffing on the face breaker. Rest of FPX there to
secure. The top quadrant jungle. Aki is caught. Tries to run away. Burning down to the Leandri's Torment, but the Stand United keeps him alive for now. Care clipping solo kill on the way in with the Q3. Aki still trying to see if he can help out, but solo kill is burned down. FPX will now make the map theirs. 5-4 advantage. Baron is not spawning for another minute and 40, but this tier turret falls on the top side.
Presence that can carry them through playoff series. If you can't make it through this, that's a bit of a problem as... Yeah, Shadow. Okay.
Forced to use the Seeker's Arm Guard because Leave was threatening his life. Throws down the Strangled Thorn.
Jway!
Sends it Care right on top of it. Doinby pops him, but he take out Leave. That was the big target. That was the big headhunter they were looking for. Doinby is blown up by Awesome. FPX have a 4-2 advantage with the power of Ziggs on their side.
That's it.
They can end it here.
There's only solo kill and Aki left alive. They've got no damage to deal with. There's no wave clear to get rid of the minions. FPX are looking for Group SN.
Aki will send it. He's gonna get blown to smithereens. Solo kill. Blown high up into the heavens with the satchel charge. Kept in range by FPX as he stumbles away. Tries to look for the minion wave, but FPX just need a couple more auto attacks. The turret was ramping up too fast. They lost the minion wave. And solo kill does not go down and ensures that NIP will live to see another fight.
FPX now in the firm driver's seat. The entire split, they've looked like the better team, but this series has challenged them, has pushed secure your spot in playoffs.
Infernal Soul will be denied once again from Ninjas in Pyjamas. FPX now put themselves at Infernal Soul point. Safety of this tier 3 turret.
I think they have to give this inhibitor, try and fight around your Nexus turret that's still standing. I think that's the best opportunity that you've got. It looks really dire for NIP at this point, but the little bits of poke you can heal up in the fountain. What you can't do is fight.
Of a base that FPX can destroy and claim their spot in playoffs. NIP doing an admirable job of clearing the minion wave right now. Leave steps up.
Leave!
Jway! Jway didn't get a chance to flash. He didn't get to use Haymaker.
He was just deleted. We don't care. We are taking the Baron. We have better odds with this on our side, but Shadow is still here. Could look for a smite steal. Aki's got to be clutch with the Q smite on his side. He gets it. Infernal Soul is secured by Care. Has a teleport. He can join in the fight. Shadow gets a lot of damage bursted onto him by Lee's Moonlight Vigil. They jump onto Sheer. Care is here. Tries to turn the tides of the war. Doinby tries to flash away. Shadow collapsing on the right side. Fate Seal from Care will find Doinby. And FPX can finally emerge from Doinby's shadow. For the past 4 years, this org has struggled to find success without Doinby at their side. But for the first time, they will send Doinby to Group Nirvana, and they will emerge to playoffs without him.
The double TP's bot lane. It's Sheer standing tall in the front line. And FPX send NIP packing.
FPX qualified to playoffs and defeat NIP 3-2.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.